let me just say this to let you know about some of the covers that it was very prominent for Black artists to sing a song and the song would get popular. And Satchmo was famous for this. He made Hello Dolly very popular, but he also did another song called Mac the Knife. And Mac the Knife, this is back in the early 60s. Mac the Knife went off the charts. And Bobby Darin, who sang Mac the Knife, is actually covering a version, note for note, word for word, that Louis Armstrong did. And I remember reading something where Bobby Darin didn't want to sing the song the way they wanted him to sing the song, but part of the tradition back then was to cover a Black performer's song.
The things that this man came through. He talks about 9 million, hotels he's played at. None of them he could sleep at, and that was in the North, right? And yet he came through that. And here he is at the Waldorf Astoria, packed house, every single night. And he looks out at this audience, and there's nobody that looks like him. Nobody that looks like him. How do you manage that as a world-renowned entertainer? Because people think that the way you carry yourself is not acceptable. That your own people look at you as, no, we passed that. Whereas this man can fill the Waldorf Astoria every night for a length of time, and not one person in the audience looks like him. And it broke his heart. It absolutely broke his heart every time he performed. And that's the kind of feed of nourishment as an actor that I put into my system and think, okay, I've got to think about that. Even before I say my first word, I've got to fill myself, that empty space, fill that empty space with all that knowledge, all that feeling, all that hurt, all that pain. And what Louis did was smile through all of that.
So he went from a guy that shoveled coal, a young kid that shoveled coal and rode around town giving out coal, to the point where he could make a living just on a musical instrument. It's a fabulous story.
Amazing story. Just an amazing story. He learned to play the trumpet while on punishment. He got in trouble with the police, as he puts it. Was put into a colored wave, so a little military school for colored boys who mess up. And there he learned to read those little black notes. There he learned to play the trumpet because he wanted so hard, and he worked so hard to be a part of this Waif's home band, and he learned to play the trumpet, and that was his start. And he worked. He says in the piece, that's the hardest he's worked ever in his life, and he knows about hard work. As Ted said, he used to push a barrel of coal every single morning to sell to people around Storyville, where he grew up. As a 10-year-old kid, that's hard work. That's hard work. When your father walked out on you the day you were born, and your mother, it's hard work, and he knows about hard work, and he knows about labor, and he knows about discrimination, and he knows about hurt. And he absorbed all that. And what did he do with it, Ted? What did he do with all that hurt? What did he do with all that anxiety? What did he do with all those tears? What did he do, Ted?
He put it in his music, baby. He put it there on. You ever see Satchmo with a handkerchief? The reason for that is part of the reason is he would cover his hand so that they couldn't see him play all the notes. They couldn't see how he did it. Because if they saw how he did it, Satchmo knew they would try to take it. Now, a lot of people don't realize that Miles Davis did the same thing. Only Miles didn't show you his hand a different way.
But he turned his back.
When you work with an actor, so I'm an actor, I'm a director, but when you work with an actor, and sometimes you say something, sometimes with a younger actor, you have to go into great detail, but with Peter and I, because we're on the same page, I don't have to explain a whole lot, because Peter understands, A, where I'm coming from, but he also understands characterization. So we have a certain connection to the material and to the characterization of Louis Armstrong.
I've been a fan of this man for years and years and years, and the stories that Ted has. Ted has personal stories. Ted shared a story about his own father with me that I will use not only for Louis Armstrong, but for a number of other roles I will play. God willing, I get a chance to do this again on stage or to play other roles. Ted is perhaps one of the most giving, open directors I've worked with. He's not afraid to say, to tell a personal story, something that moved him in his life, and hopefully it'll move me as an actor. And certainly I will take that and move another actor to greatness. This is why this symbiotic relationship, this brother from another mother relationship that we have will linger, because we share Shakespeare, we share a language, we share stories, we share a skin tone, but not only that, we share a passion